Give me a number that you would ascribe in value. I'm talking finance now, whether in dollars or in naira, that you would ascribe to this work of art. This is a sculpture of the late Queen of England, Queen Elizabeth II. Give me a number. How much would you pay for this? This is a sculpture created by none other than Odini Gwemadu Benedict Chukwuka Dimbia Enwonwu, simply known as Ben Enwonwu. Ben Enwonwu was regarded as Africa's foremost artist to gain global recognition in the 20th century. His 5-decade-long career was an extraordinary representation of African art, and his work still inspires. Welcome back to Tales. My name is Funmi. In today's video, I went to the National Museum at Onikan here in Lagos, and I was fortunate to have been invited to witness the exhibition of some of Ben Enwonwu's works, particularly this sculpture of the late Queen of England. Now, enjoy. A brief history to who Ben Enwonwu was. He was born in 1917 in Onitsha, eastern Nigeria, and was first exposed to art at a very young age by his father, who was an Igbo traditional sculptor. In the year 1933, he began his formal art education at Government College Ibadan and completed it at the Government College Umahia in 1937 under the tutelage of Kenneth Crossworth Murray, a British art trainer of colonial administration in both schools. Enwonwu was one of the first Nigerians to be trained in the European style and techniques of visual representation by the British government in the Murray School. His first solo exhibition in Lagos was in 1944, and that won him a scholarship to further his art education at the Slade School of Fine Arts in London, becoming the first African to graduate from the school. He finished with a first-class diploma in sculpture in 1947.
He was aware that he would be presented as servile and shamelessly seeking validation from colonial masters. Regardless of the possible damage to his reputation, his proposal, knowing the importance of seizing power of representation from an imperial power, that he claims a people as colonial subjects. Again, that word. No empire to end in Africa. If we painted any picture, it was about this freedom. Back to the angry journalist, Ron Stevenson, the reputation of being the most successful West African artist and sculptor. Ron Stevenson continues, the statue disproves this statement conclusively. It has not the remotest resemblance to our queen. He then continues, as if that's not enough, the result of all these months of labor have culminated in a figure which can only be described as an unknown African woman.
All of that points to this one sculpture, which was created by Ben Enwonwu, and many criticized it because they said Ben Enwonwu Africanized the Queen of England just by looking at her full lips and her hands, making her an African woman. In 1956, Ben Enwonwu received the greatest commission of his career as an artist. The famous life-size bronze portrait of Her Royal Majesty Queen Elizabeth II of England was conceived by the Queen herself to commemorate her visit to Nigeria the same year and also celebrate the relationship between Nigeria and Britain. Now, off he went for the execution of the portrait, which commenced in 1957. The Queen was recorded to have sat 12 times for the preliminary sketches that would finally be developed into the sculpture. This painting was developed in 1958 from the first live sketch of the Queen.
Look it up. Àsìkò ń lọ kí n ṣe tèmi o, àsìkò ń lọ ìgbà ń lọ ìgbà ń bọ̀ bàbá o, ìgbà ń lọ ìgbà ń bọ̀ èyí o, dákun ṣe tirẹ̀, àsìkò ń lọ kí n ṣe tèmi yé, àsìkò ń lọ ó yá pàrẹ́rẹ́ rẹ̀ lọ pàrẹ́rẹ́ rẹ̀.
Ben Enwonwu celebrated Africa and blackness through the concept of negritude, which is thought to be strongly linked with the Harlem Renaissance. According to Enwonwu in 1968, the African philosophy of negritude has defined the kind of knowledge that characterized the African spirit and mind. Enwonwu used the series as visual illustrations of his views on the state of the modern Nigerian culture at the time, with attention to the symbolic imageries he saw in different scenes of traditional ceremonies, cultural dances, and ritual performances of different ethnic groups in the country. This became a dominant theme throughout his career and was revisited in a lot of his paintings, for example, the Ife dances of 1973. Also very notable in his works, most of his paintings and sculptures are filled with elongated forms and characters. This was a dominant feature in his aesthetic idiom as an artist. According to him, I elongate because of the feelings I have as a Nigerian. For Nigerians are aspiring to grow in politics, in trade, in art, in every aspect of life. He also commissioned a bronze sculpture found at the National Museum till today in 1954, which was to mark the opening of the National Museum here in Lagos, known as Anyao, or The Awakening. This is Anyao. And so far, we've come to another episode on Tales. Don't forget to leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about the video. And do not forget to like. It helps push the algorithm. I'll leave you with the beautiful performance by Funmi. See you again. Bye.
Kí n ṣe tèmi o, àsìkò ń lọ, pàrẹ́.